Hello again. Having cleared up on the news last month, this month we have just one theme to show you. Then after that we have a roundup review of attribute types. Our theme this month is Replica Shop by Zanweb. This is a development of their Replica theme to integrate with Community Store. You can refer back to the news from July for a review of Replica, and here we'll just worry about the shop related features. So onto the demo site. First there's a product list slider block. Here it's used as a full width hero slider, and if I scroll down we have a product list block with a feature list template, and another product list block, this time with a more regular thumbnail and info template. If I click on one of these we have a neat little details pop over, and I'll now go to a product page where we have a product block and this hover zoom effect for the product block. Replica Shop is $65 in the marketplace. Well, that's the end of the new releases, so onto our roundup of attribute types. And so we're on to our review of attributes. Attributes are items of supplementary data you can attach to things like pages, users, files, all sorts of things in Concrete. There are a bunch of attribute types already built into the core, and what we're looking at here are more that are available from the marketplace and GitHub. Most of the attribute types we'll show you are free. To demonstrate, I've set up some test pages, and these already have attributes added and attached to the pages. First we have file set attribute from Web Instinct. This, if we go to the attribute dialog, is a simple select to pick a file set from the file manager. So I'll pick file set number 1 and save that, and that will attach the attributes with a pointer to that file set to the page. On the page I've used my Omni Gallery block simply to show the thumbnails from the file set. You need something that's sort of attribute aware to show attributes on a page. As they say on TV, other attribute aware blocks are available. Now on to the multiple files attribute from GuiAsYou. This is a file picker attribute. Here I have it attached to the page, and I've picked 3 files from the file manager in the attribute. I'm going to add another one to it. That's the sunset, and I can shuffle the order, and I could remove files from the attribute as well. If I save that, we will see those 4 files displayed in my test gallery on the page. Now we have a pair of attributes from Masuva. This is multi-file selector and multiple file selector. The first of these is for version 7, then multiple file selector works with version 8, and Masuva tells me is also working with version 9 now. Both of these are on GitHub, so you need to do a manual install if you want to use these. They're similar in capability. Attribute on the page, a couple of images that I've already added. If I choose an extra image or 2, I can add them in. So now we've got 4 images in the attribute. I can shuffle the order again. I could remove them from the list. If I save that, and again my test shows that there's the 4 attributes on the page. Our final attribute for files is multi-HTML file selector by Fabian Bitter. This works a bit differently. Rather than letting the user loose with the file manager, this presents a direct upload of files into the attribute. So I've got 3 files that I've currently uploaded, and I'm going to add another one to it. I'm going to pick that one from my system as an upload, and it's now uploaded it and thumbnailed it and hidden it away behind the scenes in the file manager, but the people using this attribute don't need to know about that. I'll save that, and we'll see the attribute dumped out onto the page. So there's the files that I've previously added to it. You've got to be a little bit careful about this because there's no security attached to it like you would with File Manager directly and File Manager permissions. So you wouldn't want to let any untrusted user loose with this. Spammers could easily fill your server up. The marketplace price is $35. Well, that's it from me. So back to Nour, who'll be showing you some page and navigation and a couple of more esoteric attributes.
Thank you, John. So my first attribute is the page selector attribute by developer MNKRS. It's a free attribute. This is, as the name says, you can add it to a page or an express form and use it to select a page. The idea with this add-on really is to build something on top of it. So a good example is another attribute called page redirect by the same developer that allows you to do just that. This one uses the other one to let you select a page to redirect to. So you add this attribute to a page, use the other attribute to select the second page, and then this one redirects page 1 to page 2. The redirect is a 301 redirect, so a permanent redirect. And those two attributes are totally free. And they've been along since Concrete 5.6. So they've been along for a while and, still working, still useful. Another one with the same functionality but many more possibilities is the package page child redirect by Ramon Linders. This one does the same. It lets you select a page to redirect to, but it lets you have much more dynamic way of doing it. You can select to redirect to the first child, the last child, the newest, the oldest one. You have several different options, parent page, extra, and you can decide to do a 301, so move permanently, or a 302 redirect, which is a temporary move only. It is $15, and it also comes in Dutch. Something a little more niche, but still can be useful, as you can see by the reviews, is the color picker attribute by a developer Web Instinct. As the name says, it lets you, select a color. So I'm actually using it on my own website in a demo for another package where you can select a color. This could be used for different things. You can, again, add it to a page, or you can add it to an express form. So in a page, you can select it for, I don't know, your header's background color or anything like that. It's free, again, and works pretty well. And last but not least, this package is specifically for Italian users, Italian VAT and fiscal code, or Codice Fiscale, by developer M. Lucati. Very simply, this lets you add an attribute where the user will be able to enter their Italian VAT code or fiscal code, and the attribute will actually run a validation on it to make sure it's correct. So you can use it in express form again, you can use it in member profile pages, stuff like that. That's an attribute that's totally free again, although specifically for Italian users, I'm sure it can be very useful. So as a closing word, please remember attribute types allow you to input data, but very often the functionality really is up to you. The good example is the attributes I showed you in the beginning, the page redirect, the page selector one. You select a page, but then what do you do with that? It's up to you to build something to use that input. The color picker attribute is also a good example. It's up to you to build something to use the value of the attribute. Just selecting the color itself probably won't do much. So very often attributes are a building block block towards greater and more interesting things. And if you are a developer, some of those attributes, especially since most of them are free, are very good example that you can learn from, develop from, build your own attribute types. For instance, nothing stops you from using the Italian VAT package as an example to maybe build your own for the French VAT code, or German or whatever. So those are very good opportunities to learn. And that's it for today. Thank you.